Hello guys. Um this video I'm going to talk about the goddess mindset, which is what um I said I was going to begin to center my discussions and everything around, because at the end of the day it is actually what um is what we need as women. um I'll get more into exactly what the goddess mindset is. I'll get more into um, many of the characteristics of the goddess mindset. One of them, though, that I do want to talk about in this video um, is naivety, being naive. Um, I'm going to do something real quick, and I didn't think about it before I started the video, was bring about some definitions. A lot of times, like I say, a lot of times I don't run my channel like a lot of other people, giving all this information and statistics and, definitions and things like that. Cause, as I have explained before, I feel like you should kind of do your own research. I feel like if there's something that you don't know or whatever, then you go look it up. But everybody, I'm learning, does not have that kind of a mindset. And so they won't always do it, and they'll hear and listen to a video and just move right on and leave with half understanding. Um, so it makes it bad for that person when they encounter that thing. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, this video could go so many different ways because of the fact that I was going to do a video, but because of a situation that I saw on it was on a news station. It was actually on a Houston news station where, of course, I'm from. I still get the news, listen and follow what's going on in my city. But it was very, very disturbing. And it was disturbing for the most part because um, I'm just tired of seeing Black women die. Or I don't know if I can say that word. I'm just tired of seeing Black women needlessly be offed or needlessly losing their lives, and children sufferings and family suffering and Black moms getting on TV, crying because of their baby. And I'm just, because a lot of things some things can be prevented. I wish we would wake up sooner. Many Black women are waking up, in masses. Um, and I understand everybody ain't gonna get it, but it still, just as a woman, as a Black woman, it just bothers me. You know what I'm saying? It bothers me to keep hearing us losing our lives because we're not there yet. Like, we're not getting it. It's so much that we don't know, so much that we continue to assume, so much that we just don't believe, you know, and all of that has to do with being naive, being, believe me, I'm was the queen of naive in my life. Like, I really was. And I had to learn the hard way. Like, I really did. I learned a lot of tough lessons about people and what people are capable of and what people will do given the opportunity. I mean, I just had to learn it just raw like that. You know what I'm saying? Nothing that was ever that ever put me in a situation that I couldn't get out of. Thank the universe. But enough to inconvenience me, enough to hurt my heart, enough to just have me like dazed and confused. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm the kind of person who I learn. I learn from other people's mistakes. And I think I've told you guys this before. There are some though who have to learn by experience. There are those who, oh, well, that's you and that's how you learned, and let me go through my own thing, let me learn my way, and blah blah blah. And so they want to what do you call it, experience it for themselves, and they have that right. But as far as me and how I am made up, I'll listen to you. You know what I'm saying? I'll listen to, if five people said going down that road, they hit the very same pothole because that pothole is so big that it is completely unavoidable. And I'm hearing this from five different people. I'm not going to have to go down that road just to see. Well, maybe it won't happen to me. Or maybe my car, maybe I can maneuver in a way. That ain't me. That ain't me. So, anyway, um, I want to talk about the goddess mindset. And I want to talk about the goddess mindset having to do with being naive, being unaware, being unprepared, assuming, and just not taking heed. You know, um, these are all of the things that can continue to lead and are continuing to lead Black women um, down a very dangerous path. I'm sorry, guys. I don't need to be doing all this on camera. But it's causing Black women to continue to suffer. We are very much targeted. We are, pardon me, we are very much targeted. We are very much seen and known as the face of people can do whatever the hell they want to us without any ramifications or anything happening or anything happening to them, of course. And just knowing that we're there and vulnerable and unprotected. And people are banking on that. And sadly, but very, very much so, real in reality, it is our men who are not only spreading the propaganda and in very subtle ways also causing other Black men not to step up and not to want to step up to help and protect Black women so we can remain vulnerable and so that the children and so forth can remain vulnerable. Now, there's so many different ways I can go with this video, but I don't want to just, I don't want to skip around or jump around. I'm going to stay on topic and on task. Um, but I want to bring about something that happened just in the last video that I made. But let me first, since we're talking about being naive, I want to give the definition from um, I think this is from Oxford Dictionary, or yeah. Most of us know Merriam-Webster, so let's just go there. uh, and what the word naive. Naivety. Um, Naiveness or naivety is the state of being naive. It refers to an apparent or actual lack of experience and sophistication, often describing a neglect of pragmatism in favor of moral idealism. Kind of thinking what you want to think, thinking what you want to believe. You know what I'm saying? Let me find, I get that. I understand that. Let me find something though, just a little bit more, um, a little bit easier to understand. Typing again wrong. Uh, Naive. Showing a lack of experience, wisdom, or judgment. Just basically at the end of the day. Showing a lack of experience, wisdom, or judgment, and maybe all three, you know? And so, with that being the case, I find we Black women, now, granted, like I said, I mean, a huge amount of us are all the time waking up. Um, I just wish it was being done faster because, like I say, it 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 bothers me to keep turning on the news and black woman after black woman after black woman are in circumstances where they're losing their lives. And 9 times out of 10, it is at the hands of a black man. And um, it hurts me. It bothers me. And so, with that being the case, I'm going to start right here. Um, One of the greatest things I think I've learned over the past few years about men in general. This ain't white, black, Asian, whatever. This is men in general. Is that they are predators. Um, and I heard that, you know what I'm saying? And I got it on like a surface level. Oh, okay, they're guys. They wanna, they wanna chase the girl, whatever, predatory, whatever. But it has a lot more to do with it's a lot much more deeper meaning than just, oh, they just want to chase females, they the predator, so they're just after the girl or whatever. Predator in itself has a lot more of a deeper, sinister meaning. Because if you just want to chase somebody or whatever, then okay. But to prey on them, it comes from the word prey. To prey on them, to be an actual predator, is a lot deeper and more sinister, as I said, than just what you might get in your mind. You know what I'm saying? Once again, this is the reason that definitions are so important. So I'm going to read the definition real quick of predator, and then I'm going to go ahead into um, what I was talking about. And of course, it's going to bring up the film Predator. Uh, so it is an animal that naturally preys on others. That is so important. That word naturally. Or a person, the second definition is a person who ruthlessly exploits others. Putting both of those together, putting both of those together, it is a lot more than just a guy going after a girl or making it innocent like that. I think one of the other things that we as women need to do is, it's I know it's hard for a lot of us because it's not our nature, it's not who we are as people, not how we were raised, and just all of these things, um to really go down that bad road of people, you know what I'm saying, like to think the worst or to think, yeah, the worst about someone. And a lot of times, unless we've had actual experience with them or whatever, we don't really like to do that. But in the world that we're in the times that we're in, we women, that's another part of us being naive, not really expecting the worst from people, or looking at people, oh, all people are pretty good, and da-da-da, just having your head in the clouds, you know. And it goes back to what I was saying about a goddess mindset, getting in tune with the divine feminine has everything to do with the opposite of being naive. It has to do with wisdom. It has to do with judgment. It has to do good judgment. It has to do with making good decisions. You know, a lot of us are afraid to look at something, trust our instincts, trust our eyes, trust what we see and hear, and still think bad of it. Just because, oh, we don't want to judge, or I don't really know that about them, so why should I say that? But if you got a funny feeling, if every time that person comes around, or if something is going on TV and on the news, let's just say, and your first initial instinct is, I bet that was such and such, or I bet this was whatever, and then it is, you need to learn how to trust your instincts. That's all that is. Just because your instincts are telling you something bad, I mean, in all honesty, that you should listen to that. Your instincts are not always going to be fluffy on clouds with perfume and roses. Like, your instinct is a protection mechanism inside of you. It's a natural protection mechanism inside of you. And it's one of the greatest tools that as women we actually have naturally. And all we really seriously have to do is go with it and believe it. It will save us so much. It really will. Um, so pray. I wanted to read pray real quick. And that is PREY, pray. The first definition is to catch and kill for food. The second one is to take advantage of and exploit, which is usually that's pretty much going to be the definition that I'm talking about. Uh, and then to cause constant distress too, which goes right along with being taken advantage of and exploited. So, um, but in my video on my last video that I made, um, I was talking about. I brought up a lot of stuff. I was talking about uh, the divine feminine um, place. I was talking about how the divine the divine feminine, um, well, it does protect us. It actually does protect us. But what I was ultimately talking about was how Black men are actually ushering in, through their behavior, the divine feminine. They are actually helping. And I talked also about protection. Black women are receiving a lot of protection, especially online right now, um, from everybody. A lot of people are feeling more open now because they're seeing the lies and the deception that many of these Black men are making, and so they're feeling emboldened to speak up and, say things to our defense, which is a great thing. So anyway, but all of that being said, I made that video. And now, first of all, here's the one thing I believe. I don't really think when Black men, and this has been for years because I've been on YouTube for a while. Um, Usually Black men don't really come to my videos and actually listen to the whole entire video. They really don't. Some do. And I know the ones that do because I can tell by their comments through what they're saying. The majority of them will come and read the title, and if I have enough in my description for them to get a gist of what I'm saying, that is when they make that's where they make their comments from. Um, Also, what they do is they will listen just enough to feel like they got the gist, or they will hone in on a point and go from there. Um, so yeah, and these are usually ones who are not trying to get it. They're not trying to understand. You know what I'm saying? They are there to do what they continue to do, is aggravate Black women, infiltrate Black women's spaces, and continue to throw uh, disruption into Black women's spaces, and continue to purposely not understand. They continue to want to purposely try to change narratives and things like that, all to basically at the end of the day just really just talk and get a rise out of Black women, like they really do. Many of these men, and I'm gonna get back to my other point, but many of these men, whew, see, this takes me into this whole incel stuff. Many of these men are not having conversations with women. Many of these men are extremely socially awkward. Um, and like I say, on a daily basis, they're not having intellectual conversations. They're not having conversations, especially with the type of women who they then get on social media and try to challenge or say something dumb and stupid under their comments so they can get a reaction or something like that. The majority of the men, I'm pretty sure, because usually they're the ones that hide with um no type of picture in their picture on their social media, wherever they are. Forgive me for that. I'm trying to say that the best I can. Or they have some fake name or just something. So they're hide. They're cowards. They're not showing their faces and things like that. And so they can hide behind, whatever social media. They can say whatever they want. They can, you know, but I'm pretty guaranteed that pretty much probably at least 8 out of 10, I'm gonna say, I would not even talk to. I would not even probably give the time of day to, just because. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that is the case with a lot of these guys. And a lot of these guys are, first of all, doing a whole bunch of cap. And secondly, they are just running around like second graders, pulling the girl's hair to make her mad. That's what they're doing. Um, but so this guy made the comment under my video, which, first of all, he really had no business even on my channel at all, because of the fact my channel is not for men. My channel is for women. But he said, out of all of the stuff that I said in that video, the one thing that he honed on to was the part about people protecting Black women, people beginning to come to the defense of Black women. He didn't like that. They don't like that because, like I said, at the end of the day, they want us to be vulnerable. They want us to be unsuspecting. They want us to be so they can give us the element of surprise when they do, or when they prey on us and do whatever evil deed or whatever they plan on doing, because they are predators. Okay. And so he didn't like that. He didn't like that I said, and it's funny because I said people on the internet, all around social media, are beginning to come to Black women's defense. The only thing that he wanted to hone on to was, oh, all these white men and these other different men are coming to y'all defense. Are they marrying y'all? Are they with y'all? Which has nothing to do with nothing, because we're not talking about marriage and getting together in relationships. Um, but he wanted to know. He made the point to let me know that he hated black women. Of well, they may be doing all that, but do they know black women? Which, like I said, in my video that I made, in that particular video, I talked about how black men box all black women. They put us all in one box and dig from that one box. We are all exactly the same. And we're supposed to be whatever narrative that they have created about us, that's who we are. And that's who we are to them. They keep that horrible, negative, stereotypical um idea about us so that they can continue to hate us. Because why are they going to start thinking that we're sweet? Why are they going to start realizing, knowing that we really are not all the same? Why, you know, why would they, begin to think that many of us are good mothers, are smart, do actually want true relationships, husband, wife, picket fence, whatever it is that you want. You may be a black woman who just really wants to live along with your cats and be happy, or be a single mom, or not be a mom, or whatever the case may be. They can't think, they can't allow themselves to think of us as anything more than the horrible thing that they have painted us as, because it helps them continue the hate and to hate us more. It's very, very juvenile and ridiculous, but it is what they do and it's who they are. And so, getting back to, because I don't want to make the video super, super long. Um, Getting back to the goddess mindset, at the end of the day, the goddess mindset is not naive. The goddess mindset def, she defends herself, but the goddess mindset is aware. The goddess mindset is up on things. The goddess mindset has to not think and not have on rose colored glasses. And unfortunately, that is the mindset that so many of black women who continue to deal with black men in especially romantic settings, it's where they are. And, sadly, it is also the reason that a lot of them are getting their lives taken away. Um, I mean, unless you are in and have been in a long-term relationship already with a black man that you know and have known, I would kind of say, I wouldn't get into any relationships with any of the rest of them because it's too unsafe right now. Dating itself, period, is too unsafe right now. But especially getting in with the black men out here that have been trained by not only Kevin Samuels and his bullshit rhetoric, but Manosphere and all these other gurus and things who are teaching these men and telling these men to stay away from women. Women are evil. Women are bad. Women just want your money. Women are out to literally hurt you, to literally hurt you. You know, that is why I recommend to you guys books like Men Who Hate Women. There's many other ones out there, but that's the one I'm still reading it because I keep stopping and starting. But I've learned so much in just six chapters. And one of the problems that we have as black women is we're still under a lot of that naivety that tells us that, oh, black men don't do that. Black men, there's just certain things that when you hear something, especially back in the day, you would well, it's certainly not a black man that did that. You can't say that anymore. You can't say that anymore. Mass school shooters now, you can't say he not black. You can't say he not black at all because black men have been doing that. You know, you can't just say or hear a situation that goes on now and be like, oh well, shoot, I know that wasn't no black man. That black men don't even do like that. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do at this point. Um, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna tell you why, and I'm gonna tell you how they're doing it. But we got to take those rose-colored glasses off. We have to stop thinking that black men don't do certain stuff anymore. Black men are able and have been able, actually for a long time now, to use our naivety, to use our confidence in them, to use our love for them, to use our, oh, that could be my dad, that could be my brother, that could be my uncle. You know, I have good men in my family, using that narrative. And I know I say that, but using that narrative, they have been able to do a lot of predatory things to black women because black women just don't think like that. Like we just don't let our mind go to black men being able to do that. And we gotta get out of that because yes, they are, and yes, they do. Um, I'm trying to keep myself from jumping into two different things because they are connected, but I'm gonna stay on point with this right here. The goddess mindset not being naive. Uh, so we have to stop thinking of them as all our brothers, all good black men, and you know, who remind me of my uncle or just whatever. We got to stop thinking of them like that. Um, Stop imagining or not being able to imagine a black man doing something. We got to get out of that. There's some hard, bitter truths that have come out in the last few years about black men's behavior toward black women, black men's true focus and aim, and what they really are interested in, and who they're really interested in. And it's not black first. It's not black first. It's not black women and children at all, period. Um, so we also need to get out of that mindset. It's been a real hard pill to swallow for me, and I know for a lot of other black women to really understand and really look at with clear eyes the amount of black men and with the intensity that black men hate us. That's been hard. And it's probably one of the biggest pills that black women have to face and one of the hardest pills that we have to swallow. And it's for a few reasons. I mean, this video could be so long. I mean, it's for a few reasons. The main reason is why? Why do y'all hate us with such intense hatred? Even if you think, oh, we turned our backs on you, or we chose welfare, oh, we chose the white man, we went the side of the white. Whether y'all think about or believe all of that, still it behooves and boggles my mind. But as much as I know, it still behooves and boggles my mind that you can say that even those acts, doing those things, makes black women your enemy, and your enemy to the extreme that you want her not alive. You want her not here anymore. You want The children, anything that comes from her womb, you can easily kill. You can easily end that life. You can throw a baby that came from your loins, but because it came out of a black woman, you can throw it to an alligator. When in history, it was outrageous to you that, y'all say white people did that to us, and the atrocious things that white people, did in slavery, and just the act of slavery, inhumane, horrible, whatever. But for black men to say and think and believe and spread all across social media that the black woman is even worse than that. I don't know what we've done to be worse than that. But whatever we've done, black men believe it. And they're on the bandwagon with it. And they are on the bandwagon to the extent that they want to unalive black women, period. And have no remorse about it. Actually cheer on other black men who are doing it for the cause. Let me tell you something. In these incel communities, which I keep telling you, black women, learn about incels. Learn about incels. Go dig, go do some research, find out about them. They not just little skinny, nerdy white boys who are 35 years old sitting in their mom's basement and playing video games all day. That ain't no I mean, it's a part of it. But incels go so deep. It's so deep. And many black men are a part of it. Um, but yeah. It goes deep, it falls deep, and we got to have a true understanding of what it really and truly means. There was a guy, as I said, who I was watching. This happened in Houston, where um, this black man choked to death a black woman. I'm quite sure, because they haven't given the race of the woman, but I'm pretty much 9 times out of 10 she was black. And even if she wasn't black, they still kill other races of women as well. So this man, 27-year-old black man, said that they were in sex play. He said that they were in, I think that's what, like BDSM or whatever, asphyxiation, choking during sex is a thing for people. And so he said that they were doing that. I guess he just kind of lost control and he killed her. I call bullshit. I call complete and utter bullshit. That was a way for you to kill a black woman, not give a damn, and kill an off unalive a black woman. That is what that is about, and that is exactly what happened. And he took one for the team. And this is how they're looking at this. You know how, like I said, this incel community, there are a part of there is in the incel community a large brotherhood. And this is a worldwide brotherhood. You're also going to find when you start digging into this incel stuff. And it doesn't matter who does it, where, when, how, whatever. It just matters that you did it. And we are already learning that we have this male bonding thing where men like to prove things to other men and get approval and appreciation from other men, even more so than women. And this ain't just black men, this is just men in general. They do things to get, I guess, affection, admiration, and all this from other men. Just like having a pretty woman. It ain't about being with a pretty woman, it's about your boy seeing you with a pretty woman. You see? And so This is how it is, as sick as it is. And this is what I'm saying, Black women, you're going to have to stop being so naive. You're going to have to really understand the diabolical and sick, sadistic mind of many Black men. Y'all don't think that way, but it is. They are. Um, and so these men were, oh man, these men were on this news posting where the news posted the article. I saw comments like, I don't see a criminal, I see a hero. Another guy wrote, oh, well, he just took extra meat from being passed around on the street. I saw another man that said, I saw another man that said, at least he didn't turn her into a baby mama. And the comments went on sicker and sicker and sicker and unapologetic and vile. I mean, I'm not even going to get into it because, like I say, in a sense, it still boggles my mind that you could say those things about someone who's no longer here. Um, but it's what they do. It's what they do, and it's because they're sick and they're sadistic and they are beastly. They are completely beastly, and many of them are extremely demonic, very demonic. You all need to look up and understand what a reprobate mind is. You really do. Because many of them have it. They're gone. Like they're done. They're gone. you know. They not your brother, cousin, whatever. They may look like him, act like him, sound like him, and smell like him, but they're not. We are dealing with natural brute beasts that the Bible talks about and describes. Walking on two legs, smiling at us, still trying to get sex from us. That's the most vulnerable way that we could be, is to be vulnerable enough to have sex with them or to trust them. And what do they do when that happens? Get you pregnant, get mad at you, possibly kill or unalive you and the child, possibly. Very possibly. Very possibly in today's world and what we're dealing with right now. We're dealing with natural demons. And this is why, let me get ready to close this video. This is why I continue to tell you, ladies, about protection. I've been talking about protection for forever. Protect yourselves. They are not here to protect you. Do away with the fairy tale men are the protectors, women are the weaker sex. That is bullshit. First of all, women are not the weaker sex. The only thing we're weaker in is physically. But there's even amends to that, because many of us you need to be armed. You need to arm yourself. That's your equalizer. You may not never use it. I would hope you would never use it, but you need to have it, because as I say, you have natural predators. Think about a bunch of lions, mountain lions or something like that. Think about a bunch of foxes. Think about a bunch of coyotes or something that has surrounded your house or surrounded your kids on the playground or something like that. Do you think that if those mountain lions or those wolves or coyotes or whatever have an opportunity the opportunity to eat your child, they're not going to take it. Like all they see is food and prey. Remember, that was the number one definition of what a predator does. Look, kill for food and prey, kill for food and opportunity and all of these things. That's what they do. So they only need an opportunity. That's it. Do you think they're going to just back off and be like, well, I don't think I want to eat that 5-year-old little girl. I think maybe, I don't want to eat that little girl. I don't want to eat that little boy. No, it's a predator. They're going to do it if they can. If somebody has an opportunity to break into your house and steal all of the valuables that they have, that you have, do you really think they're going to go in there, see what you have, see your nice house and all that, and go, no, that wouldn't be right. I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't think that. I don't assume that. I assume the worst. That's why you have protection. That's why you have alarm systems. That's why you have neighbors and so forth to watch out for you, because you don't want it to happen, but you got to be prepared for it to happen. We got to wake up and stop being so naive. We see the news every day. We see what's going on in the inner cities. We see them taking people's lives with no regard, like they don't care. They're bragging about that. what what let me tell you something, is something else. Them taking one for the team, I'm back on that. Them taking it for the team does what really to them? Not much, because not too many of them are going to get the death penalty or whatever. Hopefully I can say that word on here. But not, I mean, they may get the death. Not too many of them are going to get that. Okay. The most they're going to get is maybe some life in prison or a bunch of years in prison. Look, when you don't have anything to lose, when you don't have anything else going for you, when you don't have anything else in your life, when you don't have any goals, dreams, aspirations, and vision, do you think going to a place where most of probably your friends and family is already, and you're eating 3 meals a day, and you can play cards and gamble and have fun and probably get drugs, cell phones, all kinds of stuff in there, and you just hanging with your boys, or they're like, that's what most of them do anyway. Do you think that's a bad deal? You got to think about that like that. We as women, many of us are, I mean, you trying to go to school, you got a career, you're taking care of your kids, you're trying to stay out of trouble, maybe going to church or whatever religious institution, whatever it is you do, meditate, whatever. So that's your life. That's what you do. You got something to look forward to in your life. Most of these men don't. Most men in the incel community, period, just by default, don't have much to look forward to. So, and that's another reason why they're so able to every day, all day, sit on the computer and do hate, 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 hate all day, every day. That's what men, you would be surprised how many men do that all day long, because they ain't got no job. They ain't got nothing to look forward to. They have time and they hate. And other men are fueling the hate, and your accomplishments, and other women and women like me who talk about things like this and try to help other women and other women on social media, they are seething if they just collect more hate. And think about a person who just does that all day long. Eventually, they're going to blow. Eventually, they're going to do it. Eventually, they're going to try it. Eventually, they're going to see a pretty, fine, beautiful Black woman walking up and down the street, and they're going to charm her. They're going to talk nice and sweet and kind, and they're going to pray, and they're going to get her in the cage with them. and they're gonna be so sweet. And so many black women, which is another problem, because we so many of us are afraid to go outside of our race and begin to date outside of our race, until we just gonna stay right there in that little circle with them. And so when they charm us and smile at us and, tell us all the sexual things they want to do and how they gonna do it, and your ass is hot because you ain't had none in a long time anyway, then you're gonna fall for it. And after you fall for it, they might keep you around for a little while to get some benefits and maybe get some money or maybe get whatever. But as soon as you step out of line, as soon as you do something they don't like, as soon as you say something that they feel like is demeaning to them, even though, well, as soon as you do that, you finna be corrected. And you could be corrected all the way to you losing your life. And they're going to be justified. They're going to feel justified. They're not going to get any backlash or repercussions from other men at all, period. They're, if nothing else, probably going to get cheered on and probably going to get the same type of comments that this guy got. Oh, he's a hero. Because you unalived a black woman, I don't see a criminal, I see a hero. Oh, he took some meat off the street that was getting passed around. At least he didn't make her a baby. Like, how, I mean, how sick. Even if you don't mean that, even if you just cap, how do you still say some stuff like that? But anyway, um, the goddess mindset, developing the goddess mindset, it doesn't have anything to do with being naive, and that is where they want us. When we compare patriarchy, when we think about patriarchy, patriarchy wants the woman quiet, meek, unsuspecting, unknowing, unknowledgeable, like she don't really know what men do and all this kind of like in the house, not doing nothing, just cooking, cleaning, and just focused on the man. Like that's patriarchy. That's what they want us. The goddess mindset says be aware, read, investigate, listen, never say never. The goddess mindset tells you it could happen. And because it can happen, this is what you need to do. It's about survival. It's about being prepared. That's all the goddess mindset. That patriarchal mindset wants you to be dumb, stupid, uh, you know, boo boo the fool, and just unsuspecting. I just can't believe a black man would. Yeah, well, they would, and they are, and they're doing it more so because we are so unaware, and we do still believe in them. We do still trust them. We are the ones who are trying to continue to keep their image together. We said it yesterday. I talked about that also. Black men not caring about their image. And at the end of the day, at the big picture, yeah, it's true. But they care about their image in that they throw us under the bus to preserve their image, or to say, well, because they're like this is why I'm like that. So if I am a horrible person, it's because of her. It's because of how she raised me. It's because of she wasn't rich enough, or she wasn't smart enough to get us out of the black community and from us being poor and whatever. And or her, she made a bad choice in, meeting bad men, sleeping with bad men, whatever. So whatever it is her damn fault. So yeah. I'm justified. Believe it or not, that's how they think. Everything with these men who think and feel, act and behave the way that they do has to do with you, and it's your fault. That is why they hate you, and that is why they do what they do and are justified in doing what they do, and they're going to get back from their friends online and in person for doing what they did to you or your child, because we know they'll unalive a child just as quick as they will a black woman. So, you know, but yeah, nothing's gonna really happen to them. I mean, at the end of the day, like I say, they going to prison with their friends, with their homies, with their family members. A lot of them, they eating. A lot of them get fat, big, bulked up in there. They getting health care. You know what I'm saying? They doing what they do on the street all day, just hanging out with their boys, having fun, playing cards, playing dominoes, shanking people, because that's still that criminal element, blood, death, war, whatever. It's all still in there. They still get to do that. And what's gonna happen to them? You're gonna get more time. Oh, I get to stay here 10, 15 more years. Okay, well, I had shit going on the outside anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm gonna come back with more. I'm going to come back with more concepts and more concepts and more understanding to help you, um, hopefully begin to look into that goddess mind and begin to change from that patriarchal mindset into understanding and getting into a mindset that is actually going to benefit you and protect you, which is the goddess mindset. That's where we're moving, that's where we're heading. And in all honesty, it's the one of the biggest things besides you protecting yourself and being aware. It is one of the biggest things that is going to protect you, is getting out of that patriarchal mindset and getting into the goddess mindset that absolutely benefits you in every way. It'll keep you out of trouble. It'll keep you from even getting involved with men like that. When you start getting into that goddess mindset and start thinking uh, more about yourself and self love and being self aware. I mean, all of that has to do with the goddess mindset. And I'm telling you, ladies, I have a lot more to talk about it. I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you understand. And like I say, as we continue to go into this, we're going to talk about this protection prayers, protection rituals, breaking curses and generational things off of you and off of your lives. And I'm going to do my part. I'm going to do my part because, like I say, I am tired of turning on the news and black woman after black woman being unalive. Let me tell you a real big thing before I cut the video off. Staying away from them, not dating them, not giving them a chance, not giving them whatever. I don't care how attracted you are to them. They right now is toxic. Right now is a horrible time right now for you to be trying to date black men. Like it's horrible. Dating, period, is scary. Dating, period, right now for women is not good and healthy. But especially the biggest threat is that black man to you. And yeah, I'm going to say that because they're saying it about us and it's not even true. But they are the threat and the biggest one. So staying away from them, not dating them, not even getting in their surroundings, keeping yourself invisible to them. And I have an invisible spell. I have an absolute invisible spell. But that will save you, I would say, upwards of 60 to 70, if not more percent of keeping you safe and keeping you alive. Is just by having nothing to do with them. That's like top. So, you guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please hit the subscribe button. Hit all notifications so that you know when I upload new videos. And I thank you so much for being here. Thank you to my subscribers. Until the next video, see you next time.